Hey, this is the third episode of the first volume Warrior, and in this video, I'll be talking about the first volume of Black Butler. So, let's just get into it. So, let's talk about the good of Black Butler first. The art style is very simple, but good. A good way to put it could be that the art is good, but not so good that you can't understand what's going on, which I've noticed a number of series have. But I'm gonna be honest, that's all the good I have to talk about this series. So, let's not waste any further time, and I'll tell you about the bad / what I did not like about the series. I did not like most of the things in this series. You could say overall that this series was bad in my eyes. Where to begin? I suppose let's just start at the first thing that comes to mind. The comedy. It felt like he was trying to be funny so often, but it just fell short every time. In the first chapter, this was especially prevalent. It felt almost like it was being targeted towards rich people with posh humor, which I did not find funny or interesting or amusing. Though I suppose comedy is up to preference, so the comedy point I'm willing to let go. For the first 3 chapters in this volume, it gives the reader pretty much no reason to read the next chapter. There isn't some cliffhanger or revelation to read the next chapter. But chapter 4 is different in that sense. So I will move away from the negative aspects for a bit to talk about the 4th and final chapter of this volume. Chapter 4 is different from the rest of the chapters in this volume. It is more action-packed, but that isn't the reason I think this is the only good chapter in this volume. It actually had a big revelation at the start and end of the chapter, which gives the reader a reason to continue reading and wait for the next chapter. I don't remember there being much better humor than the previous chapters, but it didn't really try to. It had a completely different feel to it than the previous chapters. But what I don't really understand is why make the big revelation that the Black Butler is a devil happen only at chapter 4. My guess for why this is, trust my opinion, it's the only correct opinion, is because after doing the first 3 chapters, the author saw the probably not so well received chapter 1, and they and their editor decided that at this rate it will get cancelled, so they made a big change and made it more action-packed. My guess is that chapters 1 through 3 symbolize the author's actual vision for the series the best. Like, to emphasize this point even more, for most manga, the authors make the hook in the first chapter, as that is the chapter that the most people will ever read. For example, in Bleach, Ichigo becomes a Soul Reaper, in Dandadan, Okarun becomes possessed by Turbo Granny and Momo unlocks her powers as well, and in Death Note, Light gets and uses the Death Note. But in Black Butler, the revelation of that the Butler is a demon is only at the very last pages of the last chapter of this volume. I think if the author had written the whole devil thing in chapter 1, then I would have maybe liked the entire series more overall, because then the author could have written more about that whole aspect of the series. Because for now, even with this concept introduced, I definitely don't want to read any more of this manga. I just didn't really like anything about the series, apart from the art and one character, which I don't remember the name for, but it's this grandpa, and he's just such a vibe, man. He's so cool. When I was getting bored and wanted to stop reading, a little illustration of this man, just vibing, was enough to keep me reading for at least a couple more pages. When I grow up, I hope I will be like that man, just vibing and enjoying life. But that's enough for chapter 4. Let's get back onto the bad of this series. Maybe it's personal taste, but I thought the series itself was boring overall. You could say it was like a slice of life for the first 3 chapters, but it didn't even do that very good. It always felt like it was forcing itself upon you, if that makes sense. Even though most of this video was me just saying bad things about the series / what I didn't like, I can believe that it gets better later, as it is very fucking popular. I mean, it is the 69th, nice, most popular, even manga, but like manga, manhwa, everything like that, on my anime list, with an average rating of 8.41 out of 10, making it the 206th best rated manga / overall of all time, which can't be just by luck. It must actually be really good. And with the fact that there are currently 3 anime seasons, 1 movie, 1 OVA, and 1 more anime season currently scheduled, and all of those adaptations having pretty good ratings as well, it must really get good. But I sadly won't stick around to see it, because I just really didn't like it. But that's it for this video. This was episode 3 of the first volume Warrior, and on the next episode of the first volume Warrior, I'll be talking about the next series, which is the mangaka of another series which you have 100% heard of before. His most popular work is Spy X Family. He also made Tista, but their work that I'll be talking about in the next episode of this series is The Blade of the Moon Princess. So, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, as I post videos every single Monday, and I've been doing that for like more than half a year now, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!